One of the biggest misconceptions most of us still believe today is antibiotics cure colds. The moment we get a runny nose or start feeling sick, we immediately look for antibiotics as fast as possible. But the scientific truth is completely different. Colds are usually caused by viruses, while antibiotics only work against bacteria, which means in most cold cases, antibiotics don't really have a direct effect. So why do so many people say, I took antibiotics and got better after that? Because colds naturally improve with time, rest, and fluids. So your body heals on its own, but you end up thinking the antibiotic was the reason you recovered. So basically, not every cold needs antibiotics. And many times, your body is already healing itself naturally over a few days. That's why using antibiotics when you don't actually need them can make bacteria become resistant over time. And then the medicine becomes weaker when you truly need it. Second false fact, I'm pretty sure most of us heard this while growing up and actually believed it for years. If you swallow gum, it'll stay in your stomach for many years and keep building up over time. But here's the scientific truth. Chewing gum does contain a rubber-like base that the body can't fully digest. But that does not mean it stays inside your stomach for years. Your digestive system simply treats it like any other hard-to-digest substance, moving it through the intestines until it leaves your body naturally within a few days. So when can gum actually become dangerous? Swallowing very large amounts of gum, especially for children, can sometimes cause digestive problems or even intestinal blockage. Let's take another common belief that many of us grew up hearing. Spinach has an incredible amount of iron that can make you strong like Popeye. But here's the scientific truth. Spinach contains about 2 to 3 milligrams of iron per 100 grams. Meanwhile, the human body needs approximately, men, around 8 milligrams per day, women, around 18 milligrams per day. So you would need to eat a very large amount of spinach to meet your daily iron needs. The second and more important issue, absorption. Even the iron in spinach is not efficiently absorbed by the body because spinach contains compounds that reduce iron absorption, like oxalates. So if we calculate it, if you get 2 milligrams of iron from spinach, your body may absorb only about 0.04 to 0.2 milligrams. Best way to get iron. It is better to get iron from sources like red meat, liver, and legumes, while also consuming vitamin C to improve absorption, rather than relying only on spinach. But this doesn't mean spinach is useless. On the contrary, spinach is rich in vitamin A, vitamin K, vitamin C folate, B9, B vitamins plus fiber, and antioxidants that support immunity, bone health, energy, and overall body function. Myth number 4. Tilting the head back during a nosebleed. A person was walking down the street when they saw someone with a nosebleed. Without hesitation, they told them to tilt their head back, thinking that would stop the bleeding and prevent blood from coming out of the nose. This is actually one of the most common misconceptions about nosebleeds. The scientific truth is quite different. When you tilt your head back, the bleeding usually does not stop. Instead, the blood flows down the back of the throat rather than out of the nose. This can cause you to swallow blood, which may lead to nausea, vomiting, coughing, and discomfort. So what is the correct way to manage a nosebleed? Sit upright, lean your head slightly forward. Pinch the soft part of the nose continuously for 10 to 15 minutes. Apply a cold compress or ice pack to the nose and cheeks, as cold temperatures help constrict blood vessels and reduce bleeding. If the bleeding continues for more than 30 minutes despite these measures, or if the bleeding is severe, seek medical attention immediately or go to the nearest hospital. In short, tilting the head back does not stop a nosebleed. Leaning forward, applying pressure to the nose, and using ice are the recommended first aid measures for most nosebleeds. Fifth common misconception: a person kept cracking their fingers frequently and immediately heard the usual warning, "Stop cracking your knuckles. You'll get arthritis or joint wear when you get older." But the scientific truth is different. The cracking sound we hear usually happens due to the formation or bursting of tiny gas bubbles inside the fluid in the joints. Not because the bones are rubbing against each other. So does knuckle cracking actually cause arthritis? Scientific studies have not found strong evidence that habitual knuckle cracking directly causes arthritis or joint degeneration. However, excessive pressure on the joints or forcefully pulling them may cause pain or irritation of the tissues around the joint in some people. In short, normal knuckle cracking does not cause arthritis. It does not directly lead to joint wear, as many people think. But if cracking is accompanied by pain, swelling, or difficulty moving the joint, it is better to consult a doctor. Sixth misconception: a guy shaves his head and later notices that the new hair feels a bit rougher. So he immediately assumes that shaving made his hair grow back thicker and faster. But the scientific truth is actually different. Shaving does not increase the number of hair follicles. It doesn't make hair grow faster, and it doesn't change the thickness of the hair from the root. So why do so many people feel like their hair is thicker after shaving? Well, it's because shaving cuts the hair at the surface, leaving a blunt, slightly rough tip. So when the hair starts growing back, it can feel or look thicker at first. But in reality, the number of hairs hasn't increased. The growth rate hasn't changed. The actual thickness of the hair from the root is the same. The only thing that changed is the shape of the hair tip after shaving.